Anybody that didn't get any copies, we made some more. Bob, you want one? I don't think Shane got one either. Okay. You need one?
That one?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, I don't care. I'm not reading. I'm just taking notes.
Oh, Ed.
Yep.
Let's get started. This county and costs us money every minute. By the hour, by the meeting.
I've been asked to call the meeting to order. Please stand and pledge allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have a temporary secretary?
Yes.
Yes.
You want to call the roll, please?
Yep. So, Doug,
Present.
Eddie,
Yeah.
Mike,
Yep.
Kathy,
Here.
and I'm here. Okay.
And now I guess we'll open the floor for nominations for the position of chairman. I'd like to make a nomination. Nominate Mr. Shingle.
I second that motion.
Nomination doesn't require a second.
Hmm?
Nomination doesn't require a
Okay.
second. Is there any other nominations? I call for a motion to close nominations.
Make a motion.
We have a motion to close nominations. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second. All those in favor of naming Mr. Shingle by, they call that by acclamation. There's no other nominations. I guess
Can I vote no?
you can if you like.
Yeah, it won't count.
You're it.
Okay. I'm it officially now?
Yep.
Oh, yay. So we're at election of board officers. We already did chairman, vice chairman.
Ask for nomination.
I need nominations for vice chairman.
I'll nominate Mr. Smith.
All right, any other nominations? Nominations are closed. All those in favor?
Ask for a motion.
Oh,
I move it closed.
I second. Can I second?
Sure.
All right, they're closed. Any nays? You're stuck.
Thanks.
All right, secretary.
I move that we name Tammy Imes as the township secretary.
Any other nominations?
I guess I nominate, I should have said. I'm sorry.
All right, need a motion to close the nominations.
I'll make a motion to close the nomination.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yep.
Yep.
Aye.
Aye, aye.
All right, the ayes have it. Solicitor, appoint a solicitor.
You wanna read the letter, Ed? We got?
Oh, I gotta read this one too?
You don't have to read the letter, you can just say you received a letter of interest.
Yes.
Received a letter of interest from Mako and Associates to represent the township. I would entertain a motion.
I motion to take on Mako and Associates as our township solicitor.
Okay, and we'll just make for for the public, it's in the letter here. It's $130 an hour, $250 to attend each monthly meeting. Reimbursement for costs incurred such as copy fees and taxes, etc. All right,
And then, one other thing, they don't charge for phone calls. I did notice that in
okay,
There needs to be a second motion.
all right. Mike made the motion.
Yep.
We have a second?
Second the motion.
I have questions on the motion.
Okay.
I've been a township supervisor for, 14 or 15 years. I have never had an attorney show up at the meeting before he was hired, the first. Which kind of leads me to believe that this was all in the works before tonight. We always talk about wanting to have open government. This is a good example of it. Mr. Furman, I got a few questions for you. Hiring an attorney is not the same as hiring an employee. Employee interviews can be held behind closed doors. You're township, you're a township official, so I'm going to interview you here for the public.
What?
I'm going to interview you.
I was hired 3 different places
I
today.
got questions for
You
you.
can ask your questions. I'm not being interviewed in public, but you
Well,
can ask me some
I didn't want to
questions.
ask you questions because I'm entitled to do that. Do you have an active contractual relationship at this point in time, this date, 7:05 PM on January 2nd, 2018, between you or your firm and the Donegal Freedom Group?
I suppose so.
Is it correct that in the you previously identified these 4 people sitting beside me as members of the Donegal Freedom Group?
They are.
Okay.
Which we've made no secret of.
No, I understand that, I'm just, previous to you entering, your firm entering into an agreement with this group, was your firm ever retained by Donegal Township in any capacity?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Well, we served as solicitor to Donegal Township.
For how long?
I don't know how long. I came in, I was on for about a year.
Yeah, about a year before,
A year.
before we
I was on for
terminated.
about a year
Yeah.
before I guess Select came in.
Yeah,
You were on the board.
yeah, I understand that. And I think it.
I don't know how long ago it was before that. I came
Probably
in.
about a dozen years, maybe more.
Yeah, I don't know. It was prior to me.
And the board chose not to renew your contract. At any time when you began representing the Donegal Freedom Group, did you seek an informed consent from the Board of Supervisors of Donegal Township in regard to representing a client in action with against Donegal Township? Did you
I
ever seek an
don't
informed
know.
consent?
I don't know if Dennis did or not. But if you're talking about
I'm-
conflict,
I'm
The
just
issue of
asking you, I'm
conflict-
asking you a simple question.
So non-
I don't know the answer to that.
You didn't sign
I'll
the
accept that.
non-compete, so.
That's not the issue for a conflict, but that's okay.
Were you ever retained prior to today's date to give advice to this group on actions they need to take as a township supervisor?
I don't even understand that question.
To give advice to them on actions prior to you being hired in regards to actions they need to take as a township supervisor?
No.
Okay. And I do understand that conflicts of interest or perceived conflicts of interest in some circumstances may not preclude an attorney from being hired. Can you explain the applicability or inapplicability of the rules of the Pennsylvania Code as it applies to conflicts of interest in attorneys?
Absolutely not. That would require coursework flow. No, not doing that.
Okay, assuming your firm were hired as a township solicitor and at some point in the future, the position of the Freedom Group becomes, or its members become adverse with Donegal Township, how you would decide which client you would represent or continue to represent?
I don't see how they would be adverse. It's up to these folks here how they want to do it. We'll see how that shakes out, but I don't anticipate it being adverse.
I've had those all entered upon the record, the fact that I questioned his representation of the Donegal Freedom Group and also the Township of Donegal at the same time, and because there have been adverse actions between the parties.
I have another question. Is there currently any action between the Donegal Freedom Group and the township?
The case is inactive as of now.
Is it true there's no 30-day appeal period to the Did the motion that was delivered by the judge on the 20th?
I'm gonna have to refresh my recollection of what kind of an order that was.
You were there, sir.
No, there's no appeal period for that. It's an interlocutory order. No appeal does.
So then what did you have, why did you have problems answering that?
I couldn't remember what it was at the order, to be honest. We had 3 or 4 of them. I don't remember which ones they are in which order. We've had a number of them.
I've made my point,
Yeah.
okay?
I got a question. Did we solicit any other solicitors besides Maple and Associates? Did we get any other quotes?
I actually talked to Gary Sweat at the Republican convention, and he just said he was running and he didn't want any parts of Bowling Township.
Did anybody else?
Honestly, David,
Yes,
we
spoke
got,
to
we got,
Judge Carroll.
oh,
Do we have a letter from Mr. Carroll?
no, he wasn't interested. I forgot about that.
Imagine
I
that.
forgot about that.
You didn't advertise in the Observer for interested firms?
We didn't have the authority to do that.
We didn't
Yeah,
have authority
we-
to do it. The reorganizational meeting was
No, but you have the authority.
There wouldn't have been anybody
You have-
here, we
you
just
have-
wouldn't
you
have
have-
one.
You have the
Should do
authority to
that
do that
now.
tonight.
If you guys want to waste time talking about this, that's
It's
fine.
not a waste of time,
Sure
sir.
it is.
No, it is not.
You're
right, you're-
anybody who is
He's
interested can send
demonstrating,
in a
no,
letter.
no, he's
Hang on.
demonstrating exactly one of the reasons that we got rid of this firm before.
Which was? You can, anybody can send in a letter of interest in any
Absolutely they
township.
can.
We do that all the time.
An
and I've
attorney's,
never-
attorney position
Doesn't
is
happen
to,
to be that
is
way.
to render advice, not to participate as a member of the board.
That's my advice. You can waste time talking about this if you want.
This
not
is
wasting
professional
time.
service,
Okay, we
correct?
got,
This is professional
If I have it
service,
entered
correct?
upon the minutes,
okay,
but by objection, let's move on.
all right, we got a motion
I motion.
Motion.
and a second.
Yes.
Any other,
Anybody else want to say anything?
I
JD?
have a question. Is there any other letters of interest from any other law firms? Any interest, any other attorneys here that have interest in the position?
Rod has
Just-
a law degree.
There is, just so you know, there's 843 attorneys listed by the Bar Association in Washington County.
But is there any other interested parties?
I could
letters
probably
of
get you
interest
500 by tomorrow, okay? If somebody tried, but if you don't want to try, that's fine, okay?
Well, the only thing,
No, there's not many in this.
Don't we have to have a solicitor? Because as of now, we do not.
You, solicitor serves at the will of the board, can be dismissed at any point.
But the former
which was my
solicitor
point.
resigned.
It's not a permanent thing, so let's vote. Right? It
Yeah, I-
serves
I
at the will of the
agree.
board.
I agree.
So let's not beat a dead horse.
you,
All right?
hold on.
Yes,
David.
go ahead.
Did any of you check with other municipalities that the Maple Associates have been attorneys for?
Yes.
You check with the Guthrie School District, or how about the Claysville, Donington Joint Municipal Authority, or what school was left out?
And you always got good references, huh?
Yes.
I personally can tell you, I spoke to former school board members that said when he was the solicitor of the school board, Dennis Makel, he did a fine job and kept them out of court. That's a quote. All right, anybody else? Everyone will be heard, even JD. All right, so, all right, so, all right, call the vote.
Doug,
No.
Ed,
Yep.
Mike,
Yep.
Kathy,
Yes.
Tammy, yes. Motion passed.
All right, next thing on the agenda is, do we have need of an executive session?
I say yes, we have a police chief with a contract that's expired.
Make a motion.
I make a motion to have an executive session.
Second.
For the purpose of?
We're going to tell you.
Personnel, matters, and contracts.
I make a second.
Second.
Motion.
All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
What
All
time
right.
is it on?
7:14, we're in executive session. Oh, I didn't go by the pink one.